Well, that was quite a welcome. Hi guys, welcome back to Love Series Day 16. And Zoe says hi. Okay, standing up today at the front of our mats, just stand up nice and tall. Shoulders down away from your ears, just relax your body, but still keep your spine nice and long. Close your eyes for a moment, hands can be down by your side. And let's take a few breaths. Deep inhale, completely exhale. Deep inhale, completely exhale. One more breath in, and completely exhale. Looking over to your right. Come through center, look over to your left. Make sure to continue your breath as we do these warm-ups. Gently and slowly look up, not all the way, so don't fling your head back, just slightly lifting your chin up to the sky. Come back through center, chin to chest. Keeping your chin where it is, we're gonna bring that chin over to the right and bring it back over to the left, over to the right, back over to the left. Come back to center and bring that neck up. Just half of a neck roll, not a full one. And shoulder rolls. Coming back. Bring those hands out. Stretch those wrists out. Bring those four fingers. Pull them underneath that arm. Take a breath. Pull them above that arm. Take a breath. Left hand now, grab those four fingers, pull them under. Take a breath. And then pull the four fingers over. Take a breath. Hands come out wide. Wiggle those fingers. Make a fist. Stretch those fingers out. Wiggle them around. Make a fist. One more time. Stretch them out really good. Wiggle them, make a fist. Interlacing your fingers behind your back. We're gonna roll our shoulders open. Small back bend, looking up towards the sky. Deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're gonna slowly bend our knees, bringing belly to the tops of your thighs. Letting the arms and hands fall forward. Stretching those arms and shoulders and upper backs. Breathing. Let your head hang heavy. Slowly start to straighten your legs. You can keep a micro bend in the knees. You do not need to straighten them all the way. We're going to slowly start turning to the left while we bend our right leg and straighten our left. Looking up over that left shoulder. Turning back to center. And taking it to the other side. Looking over that right shoulder. Bending the left knee. Come back through center. Gently release those arms. Come into your first forward fold. Activate those thighs, tighten the core. Bring more of the weight into the ball of your foot instead of your heel. Take a breath. Halfway lift. Hands can come to your shins or your thighs. Nice flat back, pulling from the crown of your head. Breathing in. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the mat. Come into your first plank. Check out your stance. Modify if you need by bringing those knees down. Heels push back. Tuck your pelvis under slightly. Hollow through the upper back. Hands nice and wide under your shoulders. Take a breath. One more breath. And come right to your first downward dog. Slowly start walking it out. Feeling how tight the backs of those legs are. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Once you feel like you've warmed up the backs of those legs, check your stance in your downward dog. So arms rotate out from the elbow. Hands are nice and wide, so my fingers are spread as wide as they can. Don't worry about your heels touching the ground. You want a nice straight flat back. So by tucking that tailbone up to the sky, maybe you can shorten your stance a bit and start to stretch the heels down towards the mat. Take one more breath. And we're going to bring the right knee into our chest, slowly coming forward in a plank position. And step it up. Lower down on that back leg. Slowly begin to rise. Breathe in, arms overhead. Exhale, sink into that front hip. Square those hips to the front. Arms interlace behind your back. Open that chest, look up to the sky. Sink a little deeper into that front hip. And breathe. Releasing those hands gently. Frame that front foot. Bring the right hand on the inside. And we're going to heel toe that foot out off of our mat. Slight turnout in that foot. You might want to inch back on the back leg a little bit. You can also pop up on the back leg. It's a little more advanced. And then come down to your forearms. You can also lower that leg if it's too much to have it lifted in lizard pose. And breathe. Coming up to those hands, lift up on that back leg. We're going to slowly heel toe that front foot into our pigeon pose. Bent knees in front, left leg is out long behind us. And then slowly begin to make your way down to either your forearms or your forehead. Just make sure you're breathing wherever you are. Feeling that hip flexor open up. Slowly begin to walk those hands back up. Curling those toes under. Lifting up on the back leg. You can come right into your downward dog by first coming into a plank and then lifting your hips. Or you can slowly come into three-legged dog and then lower down into downward dog. Take a moment, breathing, stretching the backs of your legs, stretching the heels down to the mat, lifting that tailbone up towards the sky by tucking that pelvis. On your next breath in, we're going to bring that left knee in towards our chest. Coming forward in plank position. Exhale, step it into a low lunge, lowering down on that back leg and flattening on that foot. Squeezing those inner thighs to rise up. Interlace those, arms overhead first. Sorry. I haven't had coffee yet. I know that's always my excuse, but we all know we all need our coffee. I just don't like to drink coffee before I do yoga because it sloshes around in my belly. It's not cute. Okay, sink a little deeper into that front hip. Now we can interlace those hands behind our back. Opening that chest to the sky. Chin lifts up to the sky. Deep breath. And gently release. Bring that foot. Bring that left hand on the inside. We're going to heel toe that left foot off of the mat slightly. Slightly turned out. You can either lift up on the back leg and then come down to your forearms, or keep that back leg lowered and come down to your forearms, keeping your elbows under your shoulders, breathing. By lifting up on that back leg, it starts to ignite your core, your leg, obviously, your glute. But either way, this pose works all of those muscles. So just be gentle with your body, listen to your body. If it's telling you it's too much, come out of it. That's the most important thing in yoga, is listening to your body. All right, popping up on those hands. Pop up on the back leg, and again, start to heel toe that front foot until you come into a bent knee position. Pigeon pose on the other side. So hips square to the front. You can slowly begin to walk down to your forearms, or come all the way down to your forehead. Breathing. By the way, we might have a surprise by my 6-year-old. She's over at her friend's house and she loves to run home and say, I need something. I need to get something. By the end of the day, her entire contents are out of my lawn. Take one more breath. And let's slowly begin to rise back up. We're going to curl the back toes under. Pop that knee up. And from here, you can come into a plank and then downward dog, or slowly begin to lift right into your 3-legged dog. And then come back to downward dog. Walk it out. And we're going to slowly lower our knees down. Coming into tabletop. We're going to thread the needle. So we're going to stretch the right arm over our heads, twisting towards the sky. Don't worry about having that arm straight behind your back. I don't even think that's normal. I don't think we're supposed to be able to twist that much. I don't know. Some people can. I certainly can't. Let's go ahead and thread that right arm underneath the left, slowly making our way to our left shoulder. And you can keep your left hand on the mat, or lift that left hand up towards the sky, twisting open. And you can also lower it down and try to touch the right hip, which is a bind. And breathe. This is a great chest opener. This is a great stretch for your back, your shoulders. Let's go ahead and stretch that left arm right up to the sky one more time. Bring that hand back to your mat and stretch that left arm to the front of your mat. Bringing that left arm back in close to your right arm, using it as leverage. See if you can lift your left leg by bringing it out straight to the ball of that foot, and then gently lifting with your glute. It doesn't need to be super high. Tighten your core. Breathe. And gently lower it down. Slide it back into your tabletop. Using that left hand on the mat, slowly begin to rise up, twisting that right arm back up to the sky and lower it down. Coming back into your neutral tabletop position. We're going to do the other side. Left arm up towards the sky, breathing in. And we're going to exhale as we slide that arm through, coming onto our left shoulder this time. Right hand is on the mat. You can lift that right arm up towards the sky and leave it there, or you can let it come to the left hip and breathe. I'm on my left ear and my left shoulder, getting a nice stretch in my back. Lifting that left arm right back up to the sky, and then bring it close to that. My right arm, jeez. I can't go one video without messing up my right and my left. Right arm was up towards the sky, bring it back down to the mat. This time, see if you can, stretch it out in front. You can tell I'm distracted today, huh? I am. Thinking about how much studying I have to do. Take a breath. Bring it back in. This time, stretch the right leg out to the ball of that right foot. Take a breath and see if you can gently lift it from your glute. Doesn't need to be high. Tighten your core and breathe. Go ahead and lower it down. Slide that knee back in. Pushing off with that right arm. Left arm opens up to the sky and come back to your tabletop. Walk those hands up a little bit, curl the toes under, come into your downward dog, and walk it out. Take a breath. And on your next inhale, right leg comes high to three-legged dog. We're going to exhale, bring it forward, lifting that knee up towards our chest, and step it up. Keeping that back leg lifted, we want to push back with that heel. Squeeze those inner thighs and gently rise. Again, you can use those hands to help. Breathe in, arms overhead. Exhale, interlace those hands behind your back, open that chest. Take a breath. One more breath. Gently release and frame that front foot. Coming into a plank, chaturanga. If you need to modify, drop your knees down. Then come to your belly. Elbows still staying at your sides. Otherwise, breathe in. Come forward. Exhale, lower. Flip those feet. Open it up. Upward facing dog. Breathing in. Exhale, begin to turn to your left. Right foot comes behind on the ball of that foot. Lift those hips up. Right arm comes behind. Take a breath. Come back to your plank. One more chaturanga. Breathing in, exhale. Open it up, upward facing dog. Breathe in, turn to my left, exhale. Open up that left arm to the sky. Lift those hips. Take a breath. Turning the upper body, coming back to a plank. And now to your downward dog. Walk it out. Breathe. On your next breath in, left leg comes high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it through the center. Lifting that knee, stepping it up. Pushing back with that back heel, squeezing those inner thighs. Slowly rise. You can use your hands. Arms overhead. Take a breath. Interlacing those hands behind our back. Open that chest. Chin towards the sky. And breathe. One more breath. Gently release. Hands frame that front foot. Come into your plank. Knees come down. Chest and chin. Flatten those feet. Booty to the sky. Take a breath. Coming down to our belly. Hands come down to your side. Interlace those fingers behind your back. We're going to take a deep breath in. And locust, opening that chest. Exhale. Tighten that core. Lifting our upper body and our lower body, midsection on the mat. Lower down. Take a breath. Tighten your core. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Keeping that neck in line with your spine. Lower down. Do not scrunch your neck back. Keep it in line. Curl those toes. Hands come under your shoulders. Gently coming in to your downward dog. Walk it out. Breathing. You know, it's hard because you want to make everybody happy. You don't want to make it too intense. You want to make it gentle for the people who still need that. But you also want to give people a workout who are here for that. So it's kind of hard to find a balance in between. But I'm trying. All right, on our next breath in, right leg comes high, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Coming right back, three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Coming right back, three-legged dog. And this time, we're gonna exhale as we step it up, lower and flatten, and turn the back foot. We're gonna slowly rise up into warrior one. Your hips might be facing more towards the side rather than the front, because this is a very awkward pose, but your torso should be facing front. Arms overhead, pushing into the side of your back foot. Bend front knee. Take a breath. Interlace those hands behind your back. Open your chest. Breathing. Your heart rate should be up at this point. Bring your shoulder to your knee. Take a breath. Slowly rise. We're going to heel toe, keeping the arms interlaced behind our back. Widening our stance now, facing the side. Now we're in warrior two on the bottom. Hands are interlaced behind our backs. Breathing in. Exhale. Shoulder to knee. Maybe you can continue down. Bringing crown towards the mat. Or stay up where you were. Slowly rise. Arms come out. Deep breath in. Flip the front palm. Reach forward. Exhale. Exalted warrior. Peaceful warrior. Humble warrior. Forearm comes to the front leg. Left arm comes over that ear. Nice long line from fingertips to toes. Maybe you're working with a block and you put your block here. Slowly begin to turn your upper body and turn on your back foot. So you're up on the ball of your back foot. And come right into a plank. Right into your downward dog. Walk it out for a moment, catch your breath. And on your next breath in, left leg comes high, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Come right back to your three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Come right to your three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, coming through, lifting that knee to chest. Step it up. Turn and lower on that back foot. Slowly rise. Warrior one. Again. Check your stance. Back leg is long. Front leg is bent. Hips might be turned to the side. Torso facing front. Take a breath. Hands interlace behind our back. Chest opens. Deep breath in. Exhale. Shoulder to knee. Why elbow? Why do I always call my shoulder my elbow? It wouldn't be a Katie video without messing up my left and right, and without calling different body parts other body parts. Keeping those hands interlaced behind our back. Heel toe, the back leg, to widen your stance into warrior two on the bottom. Now your upper body is facing the side. We're gonna bring that shoulder to our thigh. And you can stay here, or maybe you continue down with the crown of your head. Breathing. Let's slowly begin to rise back up. Arms come out. Warrior two. Inhale, flip that front palm, reach forward, and exhale into your exalted warrior. Breathing. Come right to your humble warrior. Forearm to that thigh. Right arm comes over that right ear. Chest is open. Nice long line from fingertips to your toes. Maybe you're working with a block here. Breathing. Slowly begin to turn. Frame that front foot. Turn on the ball of your back foot. And slide that leg back into a plank. Come right to your downward dog. Walk it out. Take a breath. Come up to the balls of your feet or your tippy toes and walk with your heels on. You can make it prissy or sexy or whatever you want. Make it your own. Coming into forward fold at the front of our mat. Activate, tighten core. A little more weight coming into the balls of your feet. Take a breath. One more breath. And slowly begin to rise one vertebrae at a time. Inhale. Exhale. Hands to heart. We're going to do a couple balance poses. I've been working, I do like 20 minutes of yoga after I stop recording, just to kind of work on some more advanced poses, just to keep my practice advancing. But I have been working on some ballet postures just to help with my balance. So let's flatten the left foot, all four corners on the mat. Hands can come to your heart. Lifting the right knee into flamingo. Take a breath. And just bring the pointed foot out in front, not high up, but you're going to lift from your quad. Breathing. We're slowly going to bring it over to the side. You can either flex the foot or point it. We're going to bring our arms out to the side now, keeping that foot lifted. Maybe you point and flex. Couple breaths. Feeling that wobbly leg, that standing leg. And then bring it to the back. You can bring arms up overhead. It's not a high pose. My leg is not up high. I'm lifting from my glute here. Maybe we come back to the side. Now lifting from the quad. And maybe back to the front. Pointed toe. And bring it in. You don't have to lift up your leg super high to get a workout. I mean, I feel it in that leg, in my standing leg for sure. All right, right foot, all four corners on the mat. And you know, they always say have your feet facing front, but for me, that's not an organic stance. For me, because I have a natural turnout, my knees go in. So if I'm standing like this, my knees are turned in. I need my knees to be facing front because that's the way that I stand. So if you have a natural turnout or a natural turn in, stand with your feet below your hips, but stand in a way that's comfortable for your anatomy. Let's make sure the right foot, all four corners is on the mat, hands to heart. Lifting that left knee. Oy vey. Pointing that toe out in front. Feeling that shake, or prana as it's called. That's where your body begins to build muscle and strength and balance. Coming out to the side, never letting that foot touch the ground. You might wobble, and you can obviously let it touch the ground. I promise. You won't be out. You won't have to sit out. Make sure you're breathing. And if you need to use a wall in this position, go for it. But finding a focal point in front of you is going to help immensely. And bringing that leg behind, lifting from the glute now. Arms come up overhead. Breathing. Arms come back out to the side, leg comes back out to the side. And one more time to the front. Take one more breath and bring it in. You feel that? I certainly feel it. Holy moly. It's making our legs strong so that we can stand in balancing poses for a long time. Let's do a couple more balance poses, because as we get older, that's what's really going to benefit us, is the balancing poses. Left foot, all four corners on the mat. Activate by lifting the kneecaps. Hands come to the heart. Take a deep breath in, right leg comes up. Exhale, we're coming right into our warrior three. Hips are square. You can have a bend in that front knee. Slowly begin to turn. If you need your block in half moon, please grab it. If you fall, don't worry. If you wobble, don't worry. See if you're able to hold the half moon, if you can start opening up to the side now and looking to the side. Breathing. And then we're going to slowly turn our bodies back to warrior three. Your leg is going to shake a hell of a lot. And bring it in. Totally normal. If you watch my leg shakes the entire time. But eventually, as we get stronger, that will go away. And you'll be able to hold these poses for a long time. Right foot on the mat. I never said I was an expert. Shoot. I ain't no expert. All right. Right foot's on the mat, Katie. Shut up. Left knee comes up. Hands are at the heart. Breathing in. Exhale. Small micro bend in that front leg if you'd like. Warrior three, and begin to open up into your half moon. Breathing. And then maybe you turn your body back to warrior three and bring it in. See? It doesn't have to be pretty. We just want to work on the technical parts, you know? We don't want to be flopping around everywhere. We want it to be gentle, but we'll work on getting our legs high up and all that later on. Let's work on building the strength and the balance. All right, breathe in, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive it down. Forward fold. Take a breath. Halfway lift. Shins or thighs, long straight spine, long flat back. I roll my shoulders back a little to lengthen my neck here. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the mat. Come back to a plank. We're going to drop down to our knees. Come onto your forearms here. Bringing elbows right underneath your shoulders. We're going to do a pose that we haven't done in this series yet. Dolphin pose. So once you feel comfortable, we're going to keep our head lifted and start to walk our feet closer. Heels will not be anywhere near the mat. Even if you can get them down in downward dog, they're not going to be in dolphin, and that's okay. Make sure you're breathing. Straighten that spine as best as you can. And slowly begin to lower those knees down. Sit back in a child's pose. Breathe. round it through. Let's swing those legs around. And let's work on our cores. Hey, I know it sucks and it hurts, but the results will outweigh the pain. I promise. I promise. We're gonna begin in a boat pose. However, find your boat pose. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can keep your legs on the back of your thighs if you need, because we're only going to take a deep breath in and then exhale, arms overhead, legs suspended and arms suspended, and then bring it in. Deep breath in, exhale, suspend arms and legs. Take a breath, bring it in. Deep breath in, exhale, suspend, bring it in. Take a breath. Deep breath in, exhale, suspend, take a breath, bring it in. One more time. Deep breath in, exhale, suspend, take a breath. One more breath. One more breath. Hug those knees in. Yes, you rock. You did so good. So good. Let's come up to our forearms. We're gonna do sexy legs. Knees are over hips, but I'm not bringing them in tight, like tight to my chest, I mean. I'm keeping them just over my hips, right? And then I'm gonna lift my right leg. And then we're gonna kick, no, I'm just kidding. Lift my right leg, bring it down and bring it in. Lift my left, bring it down and bring it in. Super simple, super easy. Just don't let that leg touch the ground, because that defeats the purpose of the whole thing. I'm lifting my leg, and then when I bring it down to hip height, I bring it in. Start marrying your breath to the movement. I like this core exercise, like this type, up on my forearms, with my legs, my knees over my hips, or before my hips. I don't know how you would say that, not over my hips, prior to my hips, because, I mean, it's very effective for one, but you really don't even feel it until you stretch out all the way, and then you're like, holy crap, I'm dead. You know what I mean? All right, Katie, stop talking. Just breathe. These people are like, shut up, lady. You think I want to hear you talk? My abs are burning and they're on fire, and all I want to do is stab you in the eye with a rusty fork right now, and you're talking about God knows what. Couple more. Don't give up now. You've come so far. Come on. Don't you want a six-pack by the summer? Don't you want a six-pack? I do. One of my goals for this year was to get a six-pack by the end of the year. Yeah, I have abs, but I don't have a six-pack. It's not a fully formed six-pack. All right, last one. Slowly, gently lay down and stretch it out. Good morning stretch. Now you're going to feel your abs if you didn't already. I'm sure you did, but you feel them much more when you're stretched out like this. Oh, big good morning stretch. That's all I'll do. I won't torture you with any more abs, I promise. Keeping your left leg on the mat. Right leg comes high. Flex that foot to the sky. Slowly begin to walk your hands up that leg. Bring knee to nose. You can have a slight bend in the knee. And breathe. And lay back, keeping that leg lifted. You can bend your knee in towards your armpit. Grab the big toe by wrapping around your pointer and middle finger and thumb, really pushing down through that left leg that's long to make sure that we keep that glute on the mat. And begin to stretch that right leg open to the side. Do not let it touch the ground. Keep it lifted in the air. Trying to keep both glutes on the mat. So you might want to bring that left arm out to the side to keep you upright. I know it's hard because our legs are heavy and it wants to bring you down all the way, but try to keep it lifted while still stretching it. That's a lot to remember. One more breath. And then we're going to bend the lower leg in, hug that knee in, and bring that leg down to the mat. Flex that right foot so it stays active. Bring that left knee in, give it a nice hug. Lift that leg, flex that foot, walk those hands up that leg, knee to nose, breathe. Remember to flex that right foot so it stays active. Small bend in the knee is fine on the leg that's lifted. Slowly lay back, start bending that knee in towards your armpit. Wrap your pointer finger, middle finger, and thumb around that big toe. Maybe right arm comes out long to the side. And begin to stretch the left leg out to the side. Trying your best to keep both glutes on the mat. I know it's hard. Breathe. Bending that knee. Bringing that leg in. Hug it in. And bring both feet to the mat. We're going to do bridge pose. So if you have a block, grab it. If you don't have a block, it's okay. We're just going to do a regular bridge pose without it. But if you struggle with getting your hips lifted in bridge pose, a block is a great tool to use. So bridge pose without the block, you're going to bring hands down by your side, feet, heels come in close to your glutes, knees stay in line with your hips, and you lift up from your hips. You can bring your shoulder blades in together to lift you up a little higher. Just don't splay those knees out. And hold it there. Or if you have a block, you can place it on your lower back. And that helps to keep you lifted, opening up your hips. So wherever you are, take one more breath. And gently, one vertebrae at a time, lower down. We're going to attempt plow pose. This is a very touchy position. There's a lot of possibility for injury in this position. So please do this position with caution. If anything feels wrong, gently come out of it. Do not do it. Okay, hands are down by my side. I'm going to lift my knees, lift my legs, straighten them, flexing my feet, and then I'm going to push off, lifting my glutes up as high as I can, gently letting my toes come towards the mat or the ground. I want my spine straight. So if I'm finding that my spine is not straight and it's rounding, then I'm going to bring my hands to the small of my back. Might need to play around to get there. And keep my feet lifted so that my spine is long. Because when I tend to bring my feet down, my back starts to round. Lengthening my neck. Wherever you are, bring both hands down to the mat, keeping those knees close to your face. You're going to slowly, using your hands as brakes, come down one vertebrae at a time. Very gently, very slowly, one vertebrae at a time. This is not a pose you want to rush out of. And let's do one more flexibility pose. So you can either turn to one side in fetal position and then come up to a seat, or you can come into a little ball and rock and roll your way up. Whatever your body wants, right? If you have blocks, grab them. If you don't, no need. All of my videos, you do not need to have blocks. Now next month when I do, there's going to be one video I do with just blocks. That's going to be block oriented. That you will need blocks for. You can just skip that video and do the 30 others that are going to be up. I have some really good ideas, some really great suggestions. I'm so excited. So there's 31 all different types of videos, all different lengths for my miscellaneous March series. If you have blocks, grab them. Coming into our middle split or straddle, feet are flexed, hinge from the hips, long spine, elbows or fingertips come to the ground. Well, your elbows don't come to the ground, your elbows come to the blocks, but you know what I meant. Take a breath. I'm a hot mess. I mean, I'm surprised anybody does my yoga. Like, I confuse myself, so I can't imagine how you guys are confused. I'm like, left. No, not left. Shit. I mean, right. You know what I mean? What? I would be so confused. I think most of you are used to me by now, so you kind of just do your own thing, kind of sort of following along to what I'm doing. All right, coming out a little further, hinging from the hips, breathing. If you're feeling any type of strain, please bring your legs in. I hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day yesterday. Well, when you watch this, it'll be 2 days prior. We didn't do anything special. We normally don't. It's just another day. We'd rather just cook and eat at home. It's just easier when you have a kid, just to hang out. And we have more fun. We're home bodies. We don't go out. All right, let's take it a little further. Hinging from those hips. Coming a little further now. Breathing. Yeah, we just made a really good dinner and watched that movie, to all the boys I've loved, P.S. I still love you. It was cute. I really liked the first one, so the second one was really cute. One more breath. And let's slowly walk it up. We're gonna hinge our upper body, looking over to the right. See if you can grab those toes. Maybe you grab a hold of your wrist. Keeping both sit bones on the mat. Keeping the right hand lifted, we're then going to turn our torso and stretch the left hand or arm over that left ear. Both sits bones on the mat. Sits bones or butt bones, by the way, it's just a nicer way of saying butt bones. Or glutes, I guess I could say glutes. Sitting up nice and tall. Turning our torso to the left now, grabbing it. Maybe you hold on to that wrist or grab with both hands. Just make sure both of your sits bones are on the mat. One more breath. This time we're going to keep that left hand on the toes or our shin, wherever it is. Turn our torso towards the front. Bring that right arm over right ear. Both sits bones still on the mat. Breathing. And slowly rise up. Do not come out of this position quickly because your legs might be a little stiff coming out of it. So I like to bring my hands behind me and just gently bend at my knees first and then come in. You just never want to pull anything, you know? All right, so we're gonna jump right into our corpse pose. So gently, hands behind those thighs, come down one vertebrae at a time. The spine is our most prized possession. Go ahead and lengthen out those legs. Hands down by your side. Try to relax any places that you hold tension. Like you notice I always adjust my booty because I always squeeze my glutes and I don't even notice I'm doing it. So I have to really remind myself to let it go. Same with my jaw. I tend to clench my teeth a lot. That's a sign of stress. So just be aware of where your body is holding tension. Try to release it. Close your eyes. I just want you to sit and breathe and just be present and surrender to the peace. I know it's really hard for people to do, but just try. We're not in this corpse pose for long. Like a normal corpse pose would be like 10 minutes long. I only do it for a few seconds. So relax, sinking deep into your mat. Take a deep breath in. Empty out that exhale. Continue breathing on your own. Drown out any noises around you. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, gently opening your eyes, right arm overhead, left knee bends, foot flat on the mat, slowly begin to turn to the right side, left hand comes in front as a kickstand, using that right arm as a pillow, bend both knees in, maybe you cross at your ankles. This should be a very comfortable position, fetal pose. Just close your eyes a moment, take a breath. Thank your body for all it's done for you, not only today, not only for the past 16 days, but for your whole life. Your body's been through a lot. It's taken you a lot of places. It's showed up for you. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Gently rise into a seated position. I like to end my practice seated on a block. It tends to make me sit up straighter. It opens up my hips. If you guys want to continue on with your corpse pose, just stop the video now. We're going to do 2 chants, two ohms. If you want to do a mudra, you could do your middle finger, bringing the thumb over the middle finger or the ring finger. Hands down, shoulders down, close your eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in. Deep breath in. Give yourself a nice big smile. Open up your eyes. Hands to heart. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me today for day 16. I enjoy all of you, and I just adore you, and I thank you. I appreciate you all. I hope to see you tomorrow for day 17. Enjoy the rest of your day and your yoga stone-ness. Namaste. If you don't know what yoga stone means, just go to my Instagram and you'll know. Bye.